What is up, guys? It is Wednesday, and that means it's paintball question time. So guys, these paintball question times, I've been typically answering about 5 questions, but I think it's probably a better idea to reduce it to 3 and maybe go more in depth on those questions and save some of the bigger, longer, broader questions for specific videos. So this one's only gonna be 3, but trying to go into more detail on the actual questions rather than just answer them in like a minute and moving on. We're gonna spend a little more time on them. Kyle Brogdon asks, aluminum versus carbon fiber barrels. Other than being lighter, are there any other benefits to carbon fiber barrels? And do you think it's more accurate? Definitely not more accurate. The composition of the barrel versus aluminum versus stainless steel and all that stuff aren't gonna really affect accuracy at all. I mean, like, technically, maybe stainless steel barrels, because they have a lower coefficient of drag, might technically be more accurate, but not in the real world. So why carbon fiber barrels? Mainly because they're lighter and probably because they look cool. I mean, some of these carbon fiber barrels are pretty sweet looking, like the Deadly Wind barrels or the new Planet Eclipse FL barrel. That thing's pretty slick. Lighter's most of the time better all the time though, right? 100% of the time. I feel that like when carbon fiber barrels are on guns, they're a little bit easier to like move around and like whip back and forth, but I don't know if that's like that big a deal, but I can feel it, right? If I put like regular aluminum barrel on paintball gun and then carbon fiber one that's like the same length, it just feels like I can move it around a little bit easier because there's not as much weight in the front of the gun. But not having weight can also be bad because the guns kick. If we have more weight in the front, the gun's gonna kick less. That's why I like these really heavy, like solid stainless steel barrels. Guns don't kick with them because they're so freaking heavy. The kick of the gun just can't lift the barrel up as much. So we definitely find that carbon fiber barrels on guns make the gun kick more. You also can't put with the carbon fiber barrels as much porting. Because the carbon fiber is a weave, you can't put tons of porting. So say if you have 2 pieces of carbon overlapped like this and you put a porting hole here and here, sometimes this middle section just falls out. Empire noticed this when they made the Empire Super Freak kits with the carbon fiber barrel tips. They put a ton of porting and pieces of the carbon fiber were literally falling out of the barrel. So you'd get strips that would come off on the inside of the barrel, and that's not good. And because of the material, the carbon fiber, like say over aluminum or stainless steel, the material's not as dense, so that sound wave can travel a little bit easier through it. So the reduction in porting and the material, that carbon fiber not being as dense, makes the barrels a little bit louder. So carbon fiber barrels are gonna be lighter, but a little bit louder, and definitely flashier. So for me, I just like the aluminum ones. Carbon fiber is too like flashy and cool for me, so I just prefer just regular aluminum barrels. Michael Stewart, I want to get into pump. Should I buy a new gun or build one? That's kind of a common question. We get that a lot. I hear that a lot. So I think if you're getting into pump, right, at least new, there's 2 good options. The Zodin KP3 and the Empire Sniper. The KP3s are like $250, snipers are like $380. So this is kind of a big price difference there. But with the sniper, you do get more barrel backs, you do get the auto trigger, and I think just overall better build quality. But should you build a pump? Maybe, right? If you think you're mechanically inclined enough to disassemble an autococker and put a pump kit on, go for it. I think that some of these cockers that you can find for like 150 bucks, like 2,000 pro stocks or something like that, you can get a good CCM kit or the new Inception Design Genesis pump kits, and they're gonna shoot probably just as good as the sniper, if not better. There's definitely more aftermarket parts, and you can customize those just regular autococker pumps more than you ever could an Empire Sniper. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. Like you can get different feed necks and bodies and trigger frames and back blocks and bolts and all kinds of things. So you can kind of customize that autococker pump build more to your liking or to make it more unique. So I think if you're scared about taking apart an autococker, just buy a gun, just get a KP3 or a sniper. Or if you want to build something and you like that customizability and you're, like I said, mechanically inclined enough to disassemble and reassemble, just build one. A lot of the time you can maybe even make it cheaper and better if it's built custom to your liking. Eric Lynn, should I buy paintball pants with knee pads or just get knee pads? I think that depends on who you are. If you are lighter weight, a lot of guys can get away with just pads on paintball pants. If you're like 100 pounds, you're not gonna have as much mass hitting the ground, so you might not need the thicker, more durable, heavier weight padding of an actual knee pad. And you might be able to get away with just like paintball pant knee padding. I myself could not imagine playing paintball without knee pads. I'm big, I'm heavy, I'm old, so I need that increased protection that like a real knee pad can provide. Yeah, the pads on pants might help a little bit, but to me, I need that heavier padding on the paintball knee pad than on the paintball pants. Woo! So here's some stuff, right? These are the dye knee pads. They're the pads that I've been wearing for quite a while now. So they have that like really firm, like heavy gel pad, so that when I'm contacting the ground, this pad can absorb most of the impact rather than my friggin' knee. There's also pants with knee pads, right? Built in, like the Exalt. I like these pants. They're built pretty well and they're affordable. The Exalt T4 Thrasher pant. They have a good, pretty heavy knee for at least paintball pant wise, but the pad is considerably softer, so that if you're heavy, it doesn't absorb a lot of the impact. And I also feel that like when these pads are like on your knee, when you're contacting the ground, it works much better than when the pants that are off your leg kind of hit the ground and then you still, impact the ground hard. So I feel that like knee pads for me work much better. But like I said, if you're lightweight, you might be able to just get away with that little pad that's gonna be on pants. Thanks guys, that's paintball question time. To watch more of these paintball question time videos, go to this box right there, or subscribe by hitting the circle box. Remember, we just got Paintball Ruin My Life t-shirts in. Check them out by hitting that square one.